If there is anything that you've always dreamed of doing and it could pay you over 6 figures a year, what would you be doing? And that is the answer to the title of today's video. I'm not too sure about you, but growing up as a kid, as a teenager, growing into a young adult, I had a lot of expectations that my parents expected me to meet. One of them being that I excel in school. And so that was one of my main priorities, always making sure that I am studying, that I'm getting good grades, that I am like the top person in my school, all of those great things that parents love to talk about as if they're their own accomplishments, right? And when I got into college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. It was kind of all over the place. And I had transferred to a different college, and they didn't really have originally what I was going for. And so I ended up majoring in sociology, which I came to groove and love. And despite me going to college, it was really just to please my mom. I will never forget, sorry mom if you're watching this, I will never forget when I told her, I said, Mom, I feel like I need a break. Like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm not too happy, blah, blah, blah. And she really looked at me and she was like, what's a break? When I tell you my earth kind of like shattered for a little bit, I was like, oh, so that's what we're doing. So from that day forth, I felt very defeated. And I think I realized this probably like a month ago that I have a really hard time starting things, working on things that I truly enjoy and want to see be my livelihood. I have a hard time with continuing to do things because there's always something in my mind that's like, it's not gonna work. And so once I've come to realize, I was like, you know what? I just moved to New York, which I'm gonna make another video about. I am not used to hearing birds and planes like at least every 5 seconds. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm an adult. If I want to sit and work on content creation, I have to know within myself, like, this can work out. That's the only thing I want to do. You know, and content creation is like a vague umbrella term. There's so many things you can do, but I like to be creative. I like to express myself. I want to create that community that relates to the things I'm expressing myself about. You know, I desire that. That's what brings me joy. That's what brings me happiness. And once I figured out, you know what? It's these limiting beliefs that I had that were not even attached to me, but due to things that went on as a young adult, as a teenager, like, it sucks how much it will follow you into adulthood. And by the time you realize it, you're like late 20s, early 30s. But that also doesn't mean that it's too late to kind of like rewrite your story. Every day is a brand new day, and there's never any time like the present. And I cannot remember, but there was a creator I came across on here, and one of the things that he said that has stuck with me, which is now my new motto, is that slow motion is better than no motion. And I hate to say it, but he was right, because it's like, it's one thing if you're putting something out, kind of like I was, and I keep taking a break, or maybe I do it once a week or every 2 weeks or when I have the time. That doesn't mean like, hey, it's not going to blow up. I just know when it will, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to work. But if I stop completely, yeah, it's definitely not going to work at that point. So out of my experiences, what I'm telling you is really sit with yourself and think about what it is that you want to do. What is something you've always desired to do from childhood? For some people, they may have wanted to be a musician or a streamer or an influencer or someone that does skateboarding, someone that is a referee. Like, there's so many different things that you could do. And I feel like for my generation or our generation younger, we grew up in a way different time than older generations have. So they only know go to school, get a job, blah, blah, blah. But as you can see with this economy, that's not really working too well. So why not start today? You never know if that's going to work out way better than a 9 to 5 at this point. I do hope that my thoughts were helpful, and to remember that you are in charge of your future. You are in charge of your present. You cannot go in the past and change it. You can only focus on what is ahead of you, and there is no time like the present. So if this video was helpful, I am trying to make that change myself, to start uploading once a week and to just be consistent, whether I feel like my videos are good or not. But I know that someone who is watching, this will be helpful for you. And hopefully you're able to relate to me as well. But yeah, leave any questions, comments, thoughts in the comments section down below. And I shall see y'all in the next one. Bye.